Hey! Greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs. So we're going to have another kind of unboxing and first thoughts of a latest Transformer figure I bought from the good people at Kapow. It's the well, let's open it up and take a look, shall we? First off, it's been a while. I'm not going to sing the "been a while." Oh, I've got dust on that. Anyway, oof. I bought this guy, well, there's a Jawa. They had a sale 2 for 1 on Jawas at Kapow, so I can't resist that, couldn't resist them, but that's not what you're here for. What we're here for, as the title of the video probably suggests, is an unboxing and first impressions of this guy. This is Occular Max Saltus. It's the oh, that's a heavy box. It's MMC's Mastermind Creations take on Springer, a masterpiece style Springer. What I love about MMC is they've got these quite retro, vintage style boxes, you know, complete with like a text spec and a well, you need one of those red filters to actually see the stat lines and stuff like that. But they're very, I mean, a lot of third-party companies nowadays, you give these massive, absolutely hulking boxes, but you can see, well, you can see through the window, that is just, the box is pretty much the same size as Springer is. So without further ado, I mean, we could be impressed with a box all day, but let's just open it up and see what's going to happen here. Oh, so a few things are falling out of the clamshell there. So we have the head of a spear thing there and some clamps, not sure what they're going to be for. Definitely a pole, maybe his helicopter blade, his swords. The red text spec decoder, instructions, and the card. Hey! And a bundle of weapons, so there's maybe a spare head in there as well. Right, but let's get this figure out here. Now that is an armoured car. Look at that. Massive, isn't it? We take a look. That's your standard Siege Deluxe Hound. There he is with Springer. Wow, that is impressive. New car smell as well. It's worth noting here, I've got one of the ones that's been misassembled. So what happened is the factory put some of them, they've put these wheels on the, so that wheel should be there and that wheel should be there. It doesn't really matter for the articulation or the transformation or anything like that, but what it means is, you know, that wheel, the wheel hub is supposed to be facing outward, but it's actually facing inward. So it's a mistake. You can take some screws out and rectify that, which I'll do at a later point, not on this video. But other than that, that's a chunky beast of a vehicle mode. I really like that. I mean, he's got a really nice weight to it. The cockpit does fold up. I didn't bring any of the little Diaclone dudes that I've got, but it'll fit a Diaclone driver or something like that in there. Rolls quite nicely. Yeah, so all in all, that is just it's Springer, man. That is a nice Springer car. There's a big, you know, look at that. You can just see thighs and stuff, the gap there, thigh gap, whatever. But other than that, he's pretty sorted. This big chunky vehicle, that's what we like to see. So we're going to start getting some of this other stuff out. So he's got this pole, that's a metal pole as well. Oh, still the sound of that. Jiminy Christmas. They've wrapped everything up really well. So here's his sword slash propeller belt blade. That's looks really well. We've got another baggie here. Got a gun. Got a dagger. I mean, he's not. It's like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. He's not lying now, is he? Thunder, thunder, Thundercats, ho! Yeah, so he's got that. And vacuum sealed spare head, number 1. Vacuum sealed spare head, number 2. So this one's kind of cheesy smile. This one's a bit more stoic. Who knows what the one... I presume he's got a head on the actual figure itself. And we get a... We've got better things to do tonight than die missile. And so in this here... comes with that, and 2 brackets. I presume they're for like putting somewhere in robot mode to store his vehicles, his weapons. So this, are we putting this on the right way? Yeah, well, there must be. So that becomes his spear. I believe he fights Wreck-Gar with it on Planet Junk. There we have him. Right. It's a first thoughts, first impressions video. So let's give a go at doing some transformations, shall we? So I've lifted this bit up here, and I'm going to fold these bits back here. I'm going to fold these bits here. Let's see, this bit here I'm going to fold up like so. These bits I reckon must... These bits are normally further back, aren't they, for the helicopter mode, so let's find a way of getting these further back. They're on a hinge here. Let's see, so onto these bits. Unpeg. It's all trial and error. More error than trying. You can see a lot of hinges. Right. So they fold back like so. So we'll unpeg this, unpeg this, fold that, fold those down around. So now it's just a case of trying to figure this bit out here. Do you have any decent photographs of his world? So go off. Oh, he's got some nice ratchets in there. Right, so that's kind of making a statement there, isn't it? Let's see, so I'll just get this folded up. So we have that kind of in place there, sort of, kind of. I'll flip that down there. See these bits fold out, fold around like so. I've not really seen any transformation videos or anything like that with this guy, so I'm just trying to go off instinct really. What feels right. It's best sometimes just to get the impression of a figure, of how far you can get without consulting any instructions or anything like that. No money backs, no guarantees, eh? So we're kind of at this stage here, where I think these bits are transformed correctly. But how do we get these thighs out of the way? Or do we need to get these thighs out of the way? I don't think this bit goes any further up front. This bit looks like it stays in place there. Let's see, so do these. So it looks like they've got slots here and tabs there that are going to slot and tab together. I'm going to move those. there any kind of turn here? We're going to have to look at the instructions, I'm afraid, my friends. That's a negative point here from me. Bad. Shame on Richard. Not that, like, these instructions are ever much use anyway. Yep, you're right. No use whatsoever. Other than, I believe I'm on the right track. At least we found where his feet are here. I should have brought the spodges downstairs with me. That's not really helped any, but there's a slide here, so that slides this forward. Ergo, we'll now have more room for these to maneuver. See. It's just a case of trying to tab these legs together. Well, I presume they're going to be legs anyway. Right, well, it took us long enough. We'll get this, and I presume this will separate somehow. traditional Springer fashion. Trying to find where that locking point for this. Anyway, I think that for now is the closest we're going to get that. Again, that is it's a cool looking massive helicopter. But moving on to robot mode, which is probably one of the things people are most looking forward to. So we'll put the sword back as it was. Robot mode. So I presume we're going to undo what we've just done here. Flip that back to, it was that way around. Flip out this heel. Flip out a foot there. Now we have a leg. So again, take this, fold that round there, fold that back into there, locks into place. I'll flip those legs around, flip these fins round. And there we go. Poof. Legs. Oh, he's going to be a big bastard, this. We'll go into here. There we go. There's one arm. I presume we're going to do some kind of masterpiecey thing here where we unlock bits of this block and a hand will be in here. Yeah, so there you go. And then these shoulder sections again will be a very personal taste kind of thing. This bit here, fold down so it fills the elbow. Let's go on, do the same thing over here. Pull this section out. Which section was it? This section here. We're learning as we're going. Oh, yes. Again, these shoulder sections, I think you can arrange them as per personal taste. So here we go now, we've got the chest and head. I think we're going to put it back into car mode, I reckon, to get this over around where his head is. see, so there's some big hinges there. There we go. Right, so this flips out there, so that back flips out, that switches around, so we'll fold these wheels back in, fold that back into place. Oh, do we fold that back? No, we don't fold that into place. That goes here, that locks in. We also need to, before we do that, we get into these chest pieces here. I don't know if you can see these bits here. Fold those out. Those fold out. That folds down. And then it's a case of, we had it before. Let's see. Clicking these bits into place. It's a bit fiddly. Look at that, got bleed in there. So I don't know which bit of spring has done that, but we got better things to do tonight than bleed. Yeah, so it's just, this is one of the boring bits about just trying to get tabs to line up correctly. Luckily it's not as a tabby nightmare as the last MMC products I bought, which is that Inventor Skylinks. Yeah, so there's 4 tabs here. There's 2 at the side, 2 at this side, 2 at that side. It's these abdominal ones that are on this hinge that's going into that tiny one there that's a bit of a pain in the ass for me. And get 3 of them. That is not quite right, but I'm sure the less pressure of the camera and all that kind of business, then we'll do a better job. So you can push that thing up, cop it up all the way now. So let's just clean up a bit. Oh, he's a big impressive figure, isn't he? Look at that. Hope that's all in frame there. So he's got a swivel, you know, a hinge there, a swivel there, then there's another hinge there, so you can get a bit of, got a great bit of down there. These shoulders, there's a butterfly there, there's a spin there, there's a hinge at the shoulder, so you've got quite a lot of shoulder articulation. Again, I'm sure there's something we can do about this shoulder configuration. He's got a double jointed elbow. There's this extra bit here that does that click into place, or do you just move it individually to, oh no, it clicks in to fill up the elbow while you're articulating it, so that's quite cool. So you know, he's got plenty of articulation here at the arm. Got a swivel at the wrist. He's got, let's see, pointy finger, and then those are fingers are together, and his thumb is on a ball joint. So you can do some pointy business. Let's see, is there an ab crunch? There is an ab crunch. So we can ab crunch and point at you at the same time. There's a waist swivel. It flips these hip skirts up. So full kick back. Sorry, kick forward even. Full kick back. Not the Insecticon. There's a thigh swivel here. Double jointed knee. Oh, wow. But it's, you know, it's part of his transformation, but still, it's great engineering. Wrist, ankle pivot, and the toes can go really far down there. And yeah, all the ollies. Oh, we just need to not that long in place. Really impressed with that articulation. It feels solid. That's a proper quality figure there. Yeah. So, other than the fact he's damaging me, that's one bad point against him. Let's see. Oh, ball jointed thumb. Only proper, have a bit of revenge, isn't it, on him? Let's see. So he's got some masterpiece style slots and tabs. You know, tabs on the weapons, slots on the palm of the hand to hold his sword well. Let's see, where did we put you? We've covered in rubbish here. So he's got his gun. Presume that I can tap into his weapon, his vehicle mode at some point. We're not going back. We've already, it's a long enough video already without going back. Yep, so holds his weapon really well. And I think with the spear, that's just a case of friction. There's no tabs on it because it's just a big piece of metal, really. I think if you don't want that, you can take this off. Does that go on? Nope. Let me know. So I'm not going to begin figuring out these bits. I'll have to consult the instructions and stuff. Size comparison. So here he is with Azalea by Mastermind Creations as well. I don't know if she's a bit too small. That doesn't... Yeah, let me know. Here he is with a Fans Toys cup. I do like that size. I think that they will work well together, even though obviously two different companies, but I like that. If you generation scale, if that's your bag, with some Siege figures. Here he is with the other cool Springer. There he is with the Generation Springer. Obviously, completely different styles, artistically, and price range and niches and collections. But two Springers looking good together. What else? Well, Marvel Legend. If that'll give you an idea of the size. This is with Shatterstar. Fuck you, Deadpool 2. Fuck you. And if you wanted to put him with some G.I. Joe figures, don't know why you would. Here he is with Zanzibar. I think these are kind of like the main kind of sizes you'll be looking at. Overall, I am really glad that I've gone for this guy. I'm really impressed. He's just got some proper heft to him. The articulation seems to be ridiculously good. The transformations, once we actually figured it out, are relatively simple for a triple changer. It's going to be quite easy to put him back to and from forms without maybe injuring yourself. But yeah, he's got some nice touches. Like I say, there's something with his legs that I think are misassembled with those wheels, so they should be facing outward. But then would that mean they were facing outward in this mode? And I don't know if I'd prefer it to have this really, clean looking legs than having them be able to face out in car mode. So we'll see. I'll have to look into more about this supposed misassembly issue, because I mean that looks just clean as fuck, and I think that's yeah, he's just very impressive figure. Just that is just how clean that is, and he's got some nice solid die cast in the thighs and feet and this pole and stuff like that, and various other areas that we could go through. So I think, yep, chest. Paint all looks clean where it's applied. I like the variations of the greens. There's several different shades of green, with that yellow that really pops. It's Springer, man. It's Springer. They've done a fantastic job. So that's my first impressions, first unboxing of him. I hope you've managed to sit through this. I don't know, if that's your interest. Join us next time with more Transformers and more stuff going on. If you like this t-shirt while you're watching this is from Lucan's Tees. Look for him on Facebook. Lucan's Tees. So I think there's a bit of a cold coming on. If you're watching this recently and you're in the local area, I will be going to the TF Nation Manchester meetup. I think that's on the 11th of May, so in a couple of days from when I'm filming this. Could be any time past, present or future from when you're watching this. But I'll be there on the Manchester meet, so be sure to say hi if you're there. Till then, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. And because you deserve it, let's bump fists, shall we? Bestow! Bestow!